I'm not homophobic. But why do gay people need to talk about it? I don't talk about what I do in bed.
Why do they have to keep talking about it? Gay this, gay that, and now transgender?
Bisexual? Really?
What about my religious views?
A tranny. In the women's room in a dress. I mean, can't I even get some privacy in the women's bathroom?
I'm gay, and even I don't understand the transgender thing.
How come they can say that they're gay, but I can't say that I disapprove?
I know she's in a relationship with another woman, but I don't know what to call her.
I'm pretty sure one of my clients is gay.
Wife? Girlfriend? Roommate?
I want to say something, and I thought about telling him that my brother is gay, but I don't know how to bring it up.
I want to be supportive, but I don't know how. I'm afraid I'll just make things worse.
Some people seem a little awkward around me. That kind of makes it hard for me to feel like we're a team.
My manager asks everyone else about their weekend and skips right over me.
No one asks who the woman is in the picture on my desk. I want to tell him she's my girlfriend, but I'm afraid to say anything.
It's just like I'm invisible.
I want them to ask.
I can't believe my manager still says lifestyle. It's a life.
When I hear a straight person say sexual preference, it's like fingernails on a chalkboard for me.
You know, I want to say something to him, but I don't know what to say.
Sometimes the silence feels like hostility. I know they mean well, but it's like they're building a wall around me. I want to reach out and break the silence, but I just don't know how. And neither do they.
A friend of mine, good guy, real good guy, worked with him for a lot of years, came out and confided in me that he was gay. I just don't know what to do. I don't know how to handle it.
Despite all of the advances that have been made on protecting gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender people from discrimination, sometimes the workplace doesn't feel all that welcoming. It takes time for people to catch up with the policies. Policies don't change the culture. Individual behaviors do. I'm Brian McNaught, and for nearly 40 years, I've been helping organizations understand and effectively respond to gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender issues in the workplace. And it's my experience that despite all the good policies that have been put into place, many people don't know how to speak up about these issues with their gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender coworkers. It's like trying to speak a foreign language. Those of us who have been to a foreign country and not known the language can relate to what I'm saying. There's anxiety that you're going to make a mistake. Sexual orientation and gender identity are foreign languages. We didn't learn about them at home or in school. Thus, people feel anxious. They don't know what to say or the right words to use. Do you say sexual orientation or do you say preference? Do you say partner or do you say roommate? Rather than make a mistake, they and we stay silent. And for the gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender people who are looking for cues as to whether or not their workplace will be respectful and support them in coming out, silence is often interpreted as hostility or at least discomfort. I find that when you understand the problems that lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people face in the workplace, you can better understand why it's so important to speak up, even if you fear making a mistake. So let's listen to why some of our coworkers feel marginalized or invisible.
I came from the generation that didn't talk about being gay. I kept to myself at work. I had a few friends, but I never told them anything about my home life. Then my mom died of a brain tumor. I was devastated. The word got out at work about the death and the funeral. My whole office showed up at the funeral home. And what did I do with my partner of 30 years? Eleanor stood in a corner the whole time. I pretended she was just a friend.
People at work already dismiss me because I'm young, because I'm Hispanic, and because I'm a woman. You think I'm going to tell them that I'm bisexual too? I was out in school. I'm out with my family and friends, but there's no way I'm going to risk losing what little status I have at work by telling them this about me.
You know what? I'm tired of being identified as the transsexual. I'm a woman, and I'm ready to move on with my life. I went through hell to get where I am today. I suffered through years of emotional distress. I spent hours in therapy trying to figure out how to get my brain in sync with my body. I lost a lot of friends and spent a lot of money when I decided to have gender confirmation surgery. And now, I have to worry about which bathroom I go to?
I'm pretty open with my team members. I even talk about wanting to get married. But one day, my boss dropped a bomb on one of our conversations. He came over and said, I don't care what the company says, and no offense to you, but I think it's a sinful lifestyle. I was shocked. I felt like I was kicked in the stomach. I didn't say anything, but even worse, no one else said anything either. They just walked away. I stewed about it all day.
One day at work, I was with some friends, and this guy behind us says, "You fag." Then I turn around and I see he's on the phone, laughing. Then he says to me, "No offense, you know. We're just screwing around. It's just a word, right?" The manager saw what happened. And later he came over to me and says, "I'll speak to him, but I'm sure he didn't mean anything by it. Let's not make a big deal out of it." What am I supposed to do with that? I hate the word fag.
Imagine what it's like for a closeted gay or transgender person at work to need to completely separate their personal home life from their work life. This means no personal phone calls that can be overheard, no pictures of loved ones on the desk, no honest personal dialogue with coworkers. No wonder so many closeted employees change jobs more often than others. When gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender people don't feel safe and valued at work, productivity goes down, and organizations fail in their effort to attract and retain the best and brightest talent. Many organizations realize this and have created clear policies on the issues. But in order for the climate to change, gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender people need allies to speak up for respect and inclusion. When people ask how to become an ally, I tell them that it's like a song. With a song, you have words and you have music. Using the right words, such as sexual orientation rather than sexual preference, is really important. But so is having the right music. An ally needs to speak up with composure and confidence. Our manner is our music. An ally also needs to be clear and concise, but also welcoming and encouraging. Allies don't blame or guilt trip, but they don't back down either. All of that is called our music. So, what do you say and how do you say it? Well, it depends on the circumstances. For instance, if there's a serious problem that needs to be addressed immediately, the manager could step in and say,
"There will be no talk or behavior here that is unwelcoming. Gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender employees are valued by me and this organization. If you have a problem with it, come see me."
She was concise and convincing. She didn't place blame, but she was clear that she wasn't going to back down either.
My friends make fun of gays all the time. I hate to admit that I've laughed at the jokes.
I used to laugh too. And then I saw or read something that changed my thinking. Imagine living since you were a child, your entire life with a secret you couldn't tell anyone, not even your parents, because you were afraid they wouldn't love you anymore. Being gay is not a choice. All any of us want, including gay people, is to feel safe and valued.
She didn't guilt trip. Did you notice how she said to the person, "I used to laugh like that too"? So she's showing empathy, but she's not agreeing. She goes on to say why she changed, and then she educates her colleague. We all know that words have power. Supportive words encourage and inspire us. Stereotypical or derogatory words demean us, and they distract us from our work. Learning the correct words is important because it shows that we are making an effort to know and to understand the issues.
I have a sexual orientation, not a sexual preference. My life partner is my spouse, my boyfriend, or my husband, not my roommate.
Being gay or lesbian is not an alternative lifestyle, no more than being left-handed is a lifestyle.
When I'm telling you that I'm gay, I'm telling you it's who I am, not what I do.
It's not a choice. It's who I am.
I'm not a he, she, and I'm not a tranny. I'm a transgender woman. The procedure that I went through to change my male body to match my female gender identity is called transsexual transition, or sometimes just transitioning.
I prefer the word gay. There's nothing wrong with saying homosexual, it just feels formal. Like using my last name instead of my first.
Here are some things we can all do to create a more welcoming environment. Become culturally competent. Read books, go to films, attend diversity classes that help us better understand what it's like to be gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender. Many of us have done this on issues of race, gender, or disability. It's no different. Always assume that there is a gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender person present or someone who cares about them. That way, our language will always be inclusive. Speak up, even when the joke or offensive comment is made by a gay or transgender person. Our silence is interpreted as consent. At least say, ouch, or better yet say, that's not funny, or that's not helpful, or that's not okay with me. Personalize it. Let people know of your connections with gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender people.
When I saw how hard it was for my friend, I had to take a chance and speak up.
Let's face it, staying silent is easy. Speaking up can be hard, but it's the important thing to do if we want to create a welcoming environment.
I noticed how many jokes were about gays, and I just said, hey, that's not funny, okay? It was scary because I thought I might be targeted, but then I heard my coworkers speak up too, and that felt good. I think we made a difference.
If you hear an inappropriate comment, say something, and say it with a confident voice. That's what I mean by getting the music right. You'll find that your organization supports you, and the overwhelming majority of your colleagues do too. You may never fully know how much of a positive impact you've had on the lives of other people and on the workplace culture. Speaking up for respect is always the right thing to do. Allies have the power to change the culture, and anyone can be an ally.
I've been an ally on this issue for a long time, and I've gotten far more out of it than I've put into it.
I used to feel that way. I would say the same things until I realized I was hurting people that I love.
My daughter is a lesbian. At first, it was hard for me to accept. But now I respect her for who she is, and I'm so proud that she has the courage to live authentically. And I love her very much.
You know, my mom, my dad, my brother, and my sister are my greatest allies. And my grandmother, too. You know, anyone can be an ally.
I think anyone can be an ally, and they ought to be.
Anyone can be an ally.
Anyone can be an ally.
Anyone can be an ally.